Okay, welcome back children to the lesson living organisms and their surrounding. Right? So here we know that living organism it have different characters. When actually in the world there are two types of things. Number one, first two types of things are there. In the first thing is the non-living thing, and second thing is living thing. Only there are two things are there in the nature: non-living thing and living thing. Here, these two show different characters. Here, plants, animals, microbes, etc. all they are belongs to living things. Why do we call them as living things? Because they have life in them. They are made up of cells, whereas that living cells. Whereas non-living things also they are made up of particles. These are made up of cells, but they are made up of particles. So non-living things they do not show any character that's shown by the living things. So let us see what are the primary characters that are shown by the living things. Number one, it shows growth and it contains cells. Number three means it is made up of cells. And number three, it respires. Number four, it can move. Number five, it shows the response. This is what important, very important one. It shows response. And next, it eats food. It eats food. Right? So all these things can be done by living things, whereas they are not done by the non-living things. Okay? So just you have to remember that the living things they show different types of characters. Already in 5th class, in the previous video, you learned about that, and here in 6th class also they discussed the same, but somewhat explanation is included, right? So now, first of all, living cells they grow. Each and every living thing shows growth. Plant, human being, they can able to grow. But here there are some restrictions in between the plant and animals. For example, plant can able to grow endlessly. There is no limit for the growth of plant. Whereas human being and other animals, their cells they don't have that capacity. They can develop or they can grow up to a certain level. For example, we use it to say adult age, right? So when the person reaches to the adult age, or otherwise when the animal reaches to the adult age, then automatically the growth will be ceased because of some hormones that are secreted in the body of the animals. So because of those hormones, the growth of animal is limited, whereas plant do not secrete any material that ceases the growth of the plant, so that it can able to grow its life long, right? And here that is about the part of growth. For growing we require food. The required food can be obtained by different ways. Taking food is called as nutrition. Taking food is called as nutrition. Here, nutrition, according to this taking food method, nutrition is of two types. Number one, autotrophic nutrition. Number two, heterotropic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. Autotroph, the name itself indicating auto, A-U-T-O, auto. Auto is nothing but self. Auto means self. Trophs means feeding. Troph means feeding, self-feeding. So one kind of organism themselves they can feed, means they produce their own food material. They do not depend upon other for the food. Such kind of organisms are called as plants and algae. Plants and algae. Again, when you are discussing about plants are different types. In the beginning lesson, we discussed plants are different types. They range from creepers, climbers, shrubs, herbs, plants, trees, right? So they are different variety, and whatever it may be, they have leaves, and with the help of leaves, it can able to prepare its own food, and we call it as photosynthesis. Already we discussed, right? By the process of photosynthesis, plant can able to produce its own food material. So that plants are called autotrophs, self-feeding. They can able to produce their own food. They do not depend upon other. Whereas the animals, they don't have any facility like leaves. So that definitely they should take food either from the plant or from the animals. So depending on the animal feeding level, again they are divided into three types. What are those? Herbivores, omnivores, carnivores. So depending upon feeding level, they depend upon other. So when we depend upon other, it is called heterotroph. Heterotrophs. Hetero means other. Trophs means feeding. So it gets feeded by other animals or plants. Means they do not produce food themselves. So they depend upon other for the food and nutrients. Right? Here, heterotrophs includes all animals, including human being. All animals and human being, they belongs to heterotrophs. Remember, here heterotrophs, according to nutrition, they are divided into three types. We know very well. That is herbivores, omnivores, or otherwise carnivores, and omnivores. What are these? Herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Herbivores are the animals which eat only plant and plant material. Whereas carnivores, they eat only flesh. These herbivores eat only plant and plant products, whereas carnivores eat only flesh. Right? Whereas omnivorous animals, they eat both plant products and animal products. Herbivorous example: cow, goat, buffalo, right? Deer, elephant. They are herbivores. Parrot, they are herbivores. Whereas carnivores, lion, tiger, right? They are carnivores. And omnivores, both plant and animal. Crow, sparrow, human, cat, dog. They include omnivorous animals. So this is according to feeding. So the herbivorous animals, they graze on the green plants. Right? They eat plant and plant products, and they do not eat any animal product. So that they don't have sharp teeth called canines. Canines are absent in the herbivorous animals. In herbivorous animals, canines are absent, whereas canines are well developed. in carnivores. Canines are well developed in carnivores. Why? Because it has to tear the flesh, right? So in omnivores, both canines and incisors, all teeth involved in the nutrition, in chewing of food, right? So actually I explained well in the 5th class video also. So I hope you adjust with that video. Whatever I said, it is there with pictures, right? So enjoy the video. If you have any doubts, you can text me. Thank you.